Today we're going to cover the 5 modes of the Power Probe 3 and a few applications in your automotive diagnosing. The beauty of Power Probe 3 is now you can measure voltage in electronic and computer circuits. We're going to be using this portable car in a box. It's called the E-Trainer from ATS to show you some practical applications of the Power Probe 3. After the initial hookup of the Power Probe 3, it defaults to Power Probe mode. Power Probe mode is the first of 5 modes in the Power Probe 3. To cycle through the modes, do an extended press of the mode button. This tone tells you that we're now in negative peak, the second mode. Release the mode button and extend press it again. This tone indicates positive peak, the third mode. Every mode is identified by its own unique tone. With just a little practice, you could identify each mode by learning the unique tone and the order that they're laid out. This lets you navigate through the modes without needing to look at the LCD display. Now we're in peak to peak, fourth mode. And the fifth is voltage level threshold setting mode. Then it loops back to Power Probe mode. To cycle through the modes, press and hold the mode button until you hear a beep. Then release it. Press Power Probe mode. Now listen to this. You're now in negative peak, the second mode. The negative sign on the display tells you this too. Let's do another extended press. You're now in positive peak, the third mode, shown by a positive sign on the display. Press again. Now you're in peak to peak, the fourth mode, also shown by a P on the display. This is voltage level threshold setting, the fifth and last mode. The voltage level threshold setting mode is identified by the alternating plus-minus sign in the display. And then it loops back to Power Probe mode. You're in Power Probe mode when the LCD display is blank. It may have a speaker symbol showing you that the audio tone is turned on. The next extended press of the mode button puts it in negative peak. Negative peak mode monitors, captures, and displays the lowest voltage reading during the test. Contact a circuit and quick tap the mode button to take an instant of the voltage level. If voltage drops at any time during the test, the display updates and the lowest reading is captured and held for your reference. Quick tap the mode button again to take another instant sampling of the circuit's voltage level and repeat the test. Quick tap the mode button as often as necessary. One application for the negative peak mode can be used to test the vehicle's battery voltage drop while the engine is cranking. It monitors, captures, and displays the lowest voltage level that the battery dropped during the test. Here we have a throttle positioning sensor at full throttle. We'll go ahead and release the throttle a little bit. As it drops in voltage, the Power Probe captures and holds the lowest voltage that it sees during the test. Another application for the negative peak mode is to monitor a circuit to see if it at any time extend press the mode button again and observe the letter P on the display identifying peak to peak mode. The peak to peak mode measures and displays the difference between the positive and negative peak voltage levels. Peak to peak mode can be used to measure and monitor ripple in charging systems to perhaps determine that a diode rectifier is defective. This is a demonstration of the Power Probe 3 in peak to peak mode doing a ripple test while the engine is running. A peak to peak voltage reading across the vehicle's battery exceeding 0.9 volts indicate excessive ripple. Excessive ripple can mean that the diode rectifier is defective. We're now in negative peak mode. Extend press the mode button to enter positive peak mode. The positive sign on the display verifies positive peak mode. Peak monitors, captures, and displays the highest voltage reading that occurs during a test. That allows us to do this. Probe a circuit and remove the tip. The LCD display holds the peak voltage reading of the circuit until you do a quick tap of the mode button. Repeat this test as often as you like.
From the idle position will increase the throttle positioning sensor. It also increases in voltage. The power probe monitors, captures, and holds the highest voltage reading of the throttle positioning sensor.
A great application of the positive peak mode is to probe a circuit and then test drive or wiggle wires to see if it captured evidence that it was activated during the test. Probing fuel injectors in positive peak mode allow you to measure and capture the flyback voltage. Now you can compare the readings to each injector to determine if one may have a shorted or open winding. Power probe mode is shown by the blank LCD as long as the tip is not connected to a circuit and the dual headlights are on. If the tone feature is turned on, the speaker symbol will be displayed. You can now turn the tone feature on or off by a quick tap of the mode button. In power probe mode, probing a circuit, the voltmeter measures and displays from 0 to 70 volts, averaged in 1/10 volt increments. If the circuit is within a half volt of the source battery voltage, the red-green polarity indicator will respond along with the voltmeter indicator. Since we're now in peak-to-peak mode, extend press the mode button. Now observe the alternating positive-negative sign in the display identifying voltage level threshold setting. This mode is used for adjusting and setting the voltage level that the Power Probe 3 uses to automatically transition into audible monitoring and peak-to-peak detection while in Power Probe mode. Quick tap the mode button to cycle the voltage level to 0.5 volts. The next quick tap increases the voltage level threshold setting to 1 volt. The next tap, 2 volts. Then 5 volts. Then 10 volts. Then the highest setting, 50 volts. The next tap returns you back to 0.2 volts. Once the desired reading is displayed, press and hold the mode button. We now return back to Power Probe mode. Your settings are placed into memory so that when you disconnect your Power Probe 3 and then reconnect it later, the settings will be retained. We hope this video has helped you understand how the Power Probe 3 works. Review it as often as you like, and if you have any further questions or new applications, we would like to hear from you. Enjoy your Power Probe.